Hello guys, what's up? My name is Ryan Kelly and today we're going to be doing another top 10. But this top 10 is very special to me. It's so special that I have to share it with someone. And that one person is...
Hey guys, I'm LWGArcade and I'm scared for my life.
And why is that, Ray?
Because we're doing a very spooky game
Oh
for the month
god.
of October.
Yeah, this is a pretty spooky game. Not really, but whatever. And we're doing
Oh,
top 10 Luigi's Mansion rooms. Now, last week, if you watched,
sir.
I did a top 10 Luigi's Mansion bosses, and well, you know how that went.
It, it went well. That's how it went.
Well, you didn't. Oh yeah, you haven't seen it yet because it's not out yet. I forgot. Oh wow.
Yeah, but I'm sure it went well because you're Ryan Kelly and you're the man.
Oh, but of course. Now,
So,
before we start this little hoedown, let me just say, these are rooms that Ray and I have both decided, and we're both going to be talking about them at the same time. So if we interrupt each other because we have so much joy talking about this game, then you know what? You're just going to have to accept it. And I'm sorry if the microphone quality isn't the best, but you know what? This is a last-minute thing. I wanted to do Luigi's Mansion. Ray wanted to do Luigi's Mansion, so it's Luigi's Mansion time.
Luigi's Mansion is huge, and there are many rooms in Luigi's Mansion to choose from for this list. And believe me when I say they're all good, but with the given rooms, me and Ryan chose 10 that we prefer over all of them. Keep in mind that this is our personal opinion. Leave your opinion in the comments below.
Courtyard from Area 3. Now this is a pretty cool area because it's actually an area you only go into once. Because in the workout room, or the lifting room, or whatever it's called, I don't remember the name, you go in there and you get a secret key which can let you skip the courtyard. But whenever you go into the courtyard, it's really cool because there's a well that you go to where you actually get to see Mario for the first time in the game. And you get to see King Boo, but it's the second time because you see him earlier in the storage room. Anything else you want to add to that, Ray?
Well, actually, I completely agree with you, Ryan. And one of the reasons why I really like the courtroom, courtyard, was because when I was little, that was like the place where I felt I was free because you're pretty much trapped in a mansion for the whole game, except for the graveyard. And I felt like the courtyard was the one place where you got to be free and actually get to experience the outside land of Luigi's Mansion. Also, I really like how if you stand up to the well and listen very closely, you can hear Mario yelling, "Hey Luigi, what's the hold up?"
It's true, yes. And there's also a load of money in there too, by the way, if you didn't know. So now,
Alright, yeah.
are you ready to move on, Sicko?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's move on then. The Study from Area 1. Now this is really special to me because this is where you get your first golden mouse and you get your first real family member, which is Neville. And I love Neville. He's just a simple boss, but yet he's so awesome at the same time. Anything else you want to add to that, Ray?
Well, personally, I agree with you once again, Ryan. And I don't think I will disagree with you because we're the same person.
Oh my god.
But Neville is pretty much my favorite portrait ghost as well. I mean, not exactly my favorite. You didn't even say that, but he was one of my favorites because he's just so casual looking, or formal looking if you prefer. And when he yawned, it just made my day, and it got rid of the fact how scary I thought the game was when I was 3. And I don't know, it's just memories all over.
I know what you mean exactly. I remember when I first played it with my brother, how I was like, oh my gosh, that's what it looks like? That's what a ghost actually looks like? And, well, that's how I portrayed all the ghosts. Not today, obviously, but when I was a kid, all my ghosts were modeled after Neville. So that's a little interesting fact about me, if you didn't know that. So you ready to move on to number 8?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go. Safari Room from Area 3. This room is awesome because it's got so much history behind it. I'll let Ray explain the history, even though I know it, I just don't want to.
So, You lazy Ryan.
I know.
Well, basically, in the beta of Luigi's Mansion, there's this room, which we all know is the Safari Room today, but it was a lot different back then, actually, and there was an extra portrait ghost, but they had to later remove it in the final version of the game due to the fact that the boss was a hunter that said he would put Luigi's head on the wall along with the dead animals. The dead animals' heads did make it to the final version of the game, however, the boss didn't.
Yes, this is true. I was very disappointed because I think a hunter in the family would have been a really cool feature in the game. Like, I don't know. And also, it's a really easy to access big heart or a grand heart. So, you know, I like that. And I like the challenge in the room too. It's like severe when you're like first because it changes so much from the last room you were in, which I think is the observatory. No. It's the fortune teller. From the fortune teller to the Safari Room was a pretty big change for me. I don't know about you, but it was for me. So are you ready to move on?
Exactly, yeah, I agree. And actually, I have something else to say about the Safari Room. The Safari Room was basically your introduction to the third floor, and that was where all the crazy things happened. And I thought that was like the perfect introduction, being that you get to see your first blue twirler in there, and we
twirlers. Don't even get me started with those. We should move on before I get stuck on that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's just continue.
The balcony from Area 3. The balcony, well, this was another one of those pretty much like the Courtyard. This is what I thought of the balcony. It's one of those parts where like you really get to see like the open world outside of the mansion, and you know, just being able to see all the scenery outside of the mansion, it's really cool. And I love this place pretty much for the boss and the hidden ruby, which it was actually a diamond, I think, a pink diamond. But it got you so much money, and it was a great finisher for Area 3, bringing you to Area 4, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Ryan, what do you have to say?
Well, I actually want to talk about the boss. Well, that boss really made me mad when I first played it. Now, if you watched my last Luigi's Mansion Top 10, you understand my true hatred for this boss, but I still put it on my list anyway, because it's got a lot of nostalgic memory for me. So basically what you do, I will go into a brief explanation since I explained it last time. Basically what you do is there's a gigantic booless, and it's made out of other boos. I think it's made out of 12 boos, but in the European version it's made out of 15. I'm not quite sure about that. I could be wrong, or maybe it's 15 boos and 20 in the European version. But you just pop the boo on a unicorn horn. This is a very weird concept, but it's true. And you just turn all the boos into ice. So that's all I have to say about balcony. Anything else you want to add?
Well, the boss. I mean, I'm all the way with you there. Like, that was the most tedious boss in the game. In fact, it may even be almost as hard as the final boss. Maybe even harder, actually.
I actually would say.
But basically, you have to have good accuracy for the last few boos.
Like,
if you know what I'm talking about.
It's physically impossible to hit the last few boos unless you have pure luck.
It is. It's like all luck.
It's pure luck. Like, I've not been able to hit the last boo on my first try. It's taken me at least 30. Well, let's stop talking about this because we've run on about this topic for a while, and I've already talked about it before. So let's move on, shall we?
And we shall move on to number 4.
Alright. The armor room from Area 4. This room is truly awesome because it's a fate room, basically. You hit a knight's armor, and then the mallet either drops on you or it stands still. You want it to drop on you because when it drops on you, a ghost appears, and you have to get all the ghosts from that room. It's just a fun little challenging game. Even though it's in the same place, so after you beat the game quite a bit, you'll learn which ones have the ghosts in them and which ones don't. I don't know, I like the room itself because it's got really cool vibes for me. I don't know about you. What do you have anything else to say about it?
Well, what I have to say is, as a little kid, normally in video games, I wouldn't make it this far into the video game, which the armory was. It was pretty far up
It's
into the
pretty
game,
far,
but
yeah.
in Luigi's Mansion, I remember the armory as being just like, that one room. But it actually, as I grew older, I thought more of the room and just thought that, like, it's really cool because, like, it's not every day that you see a bunch of knights' costume or armor just sitting around in rooms, and like it reminds me of Scooby Doo actually because I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
But
I kind of forgot
and
about that.
what's more nostalgic is the room right after, which brings us to number 6.
What is his? Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. All right. Yeah, let's move on then.
The Pottery Room from Area 4. The Pottery Room was pretty much one of my favorite rooms in the mansion. Even though it's only number 6, it's still one of my favorites. But this room was basically just a really small room. It had a mini boss in it, which I absolutely loved. He was like one of my favorite portrait ghosts. He was hilarious and unique. It's basically a boss battle where you have to choose between like 4 different pots. The boss would come out of one random pot each time, and you'd have to like shoot ice at him. And I don't know, I thought it was tons of fun, and it's definitely something to remember. How about you, Ryan? What do you think about this room?
It actually kind of reminds me of the twins room, because the twins room you have to find the twins in a hide and seek game, except you use fire. But in this one you use ice. I really loved the game as a kid. I never really messed up on the game. I don't know if you messed up on the game or not, but the game just was pretty fun. It was pretty fun for me. It had a unique feel that none of the other rooms, well, the next couple of rooms did, but this one just had a feel. I don't know. It was pretty epic. I mean, I don't really know how much to go further into this, but it's pretty awesome. So, are you ready to move on?
I am, sir.
All right, let's do it. Hype Room from Area 4. This is by far one of my favorite rooms in the basement. The Hype Room is very special because it's very riddle-like. At first, you enter the room, and there are choking ghosts. There's 3 of them, red ones, and you have to kill all of them. But after you kill all of them, a bucket of ice, or a container of ice, appears. Well, it's not appears, they just like start spawning ice particle. I don't even know what they're called. They start spawning ice things, and you have to shoot ice at a lake so it freezes. Then you have to twist a knob, and the treasure chest will appear. Actually, it's there the whole time. It's just behind a waterfall, so you can't see it. And the lights will turn on. I thought this is a very cool room, because there's not much rooms that are like this, in my humble opinion. Well, no, that's actually, like, kind of a fact. But this was one of their more creative rooms. And there's actually a way you can glitch the room out. If you actually twist the knob and you can get the key before actually beating the room. If you freeze the lake before you actually go against the ghost, in which I have done, and I've actually beaten the game like that, but you can't get all the booze, so I don't suggest it. Alright, anything else you want to add about that, Ray?
Well, I'm just gonna go about this really quick, but yeah, once again, I agree with you. I really like the puzzle aspect of the room. Of course, it was just like that little side room that didn't really mean much, but after playing the game many times, you get into that room and you're like, wow, this room's amazing. And that cutscene where it reveals the chest is just spine-chilling.
Yeah, it really is. So you ready to move on?
So, let's move on.
Alright.
The Twins Room. Area 3? I think. I don't know. But it is? Okay.
Yeah.
This room... You know what this reminds me of, Ryan?
What? What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Basically in this room, this room is pretty much locked up,
God.
where you fight all of the portrait ghosts from the start of the game. Except you don't go there until the third area, instead of the first area. This room, though, has not much to do. It has sort of a puzzle aspect, where you have to spawn the ghosts, but basically these two twin ghosts that look like Zack and Cody spawn, and they play hide and seek with you, making you leave the room, come back in, and choose 2 boxes in a row that contain the ghosts hiding in them. And then they give you a boss fight that you can definitely remember. And once you're done that, you get Mario's shoe, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the twins room is pretty cool, actually. I love the riddle aspect of even activating the twins is a true riddle itself. It took my brother and I about 2 weeks. I mentioned this in my last video, but it took us about 2 weeks to figure out that you're supposed to spin the little helicopters on the bed thing, the little, I don't know what it's called, little thing. And then they come and they ask you to play a game of hide and seek, which is really fun, actually. It took us a long time to figure out that you use fire to find them, not just by pure luck. So, yeah, we thought that was pretty weird. And then...
Oh! It's not pure luck.
No, it's fire. Did you not know that?
Well... all my life.
Well, anyway, now that Ray has learned something new about the game, once you battle one, it's actually a very unique boss fight, because it's one of the only boss fights where there's 2 ghosts that you fight at the same time. One's on a car and one's in an airplane. It's pretty epic, actually. And when you beat them, you just get the satisfaction of destroying 2 ghosts that look like Zack and Cody, apparently.
Yes.
So are you ready to move on now?
And the best fact about the whole thing is when you realize that you get all the points from the airplane twin and not the car one. So if you're having a hard time with the car twin, it's pretty much pointless.
Yeah, it's just
moving on.
Sealed room from Area 4. This room is my personal number 2. Now, Ray and I could not figure out, to save our lives, which one was proper for the number 2 spot. So this is mine. The sealed room, I love it because 1, it's an optional room. 2, when you beat the attic, or not attic, the rooftop, or rooftop I think is what it's called. I don't remember, but when you beat that room, you can either get the key on the left side or fall in the chimney on the right side, which takes you to a room that is sealed in Area 3 with boards. And this interested me a lot as a kid. Like, I mean, a lot. Like, I was like, what's behind that room, Patrick? What do you think? And he said, I don't know. Maybe a room? So basically, after a long time of trying to figure out how to get to that room, we figured it out that you drop through the right chimney on the roof, and it's another secret room, like the butler's secret room. And the reason why this one made it over the butler's secret room is because it's hidden really well, and you wouldn't have typically find it unless you were strolling around to see what's on the right side of the rooftop. Yeah.
Ryan needs to catch his breath.
Yes, because I was trying to say that as fast as I can. But basically...
Do you mind if I say that? Say something, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you know how the room's boarded shut, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I was little, I used to always get the fire and go and try and burn down the wood.
I did the same thing.
And that's all I would do for hours, thinking it's like a super door that takes lots of hits to kill, but no. And when I got in the sealed room, I didn't even know it was the other side of the sealed door.
As soon as I saw the wood on the door, that just blew my mind. It blew my mind.
It blew my mind, too. I wasn't the smartest kid, though.
Alright, you ready to move to the grand number 1?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, yeah. The observatory from Area 3. Well, there's a lot to say about the observatory. It was like, I call it the radical room. Because, yeah, explosions, space, stars, everything. This room was basically just any normal room, except it had like science equipment. When you went up to the telescope in the room, though, you look through, and when you're done, something out of the ordinary happens. It's nothing ordinary, out of the ordinary. And this, in particular, is half the room blows up, and you're left with seeing outer space. Nothing but outer space. And it reveals a path after you, like, blow up the moon or something, or some planet, and you get Mario Star. It's Google it yourself, because I don't know how to explain things.
Well, I just want to add on one little thing. Sorry for taking this moment away from you, but
That's okay. I'll cry later.
there is one thing that trolls you about the observatory, which is actually really funny. The thing that trolls you really bad is when you try to leave the room after you've activated the riddle, the first riddle. The room, if you leave, walk through the exit door, you'll walk through the other door, and a boo will laugh at you. It's kind of funny actually. They troll you in the 2001.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
I just had to say that. So are you ready to hear mine now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you ready for what could be possibly the best room? And I forgot to ask my question, which room could be the best room out of all of these? Well, Rain, I will explain it. What are you doing?
I'm building up tension for the audience, like you asked me to.
I didn't ask you to. Oh, okay, all right. So basically, this is gonna be better than all the rooms in our humble opinion, and it was an obvious #1 choice. You're supposed to say so. Okay, all right. Let's just move on to #1 before something bad happens. The secret altar
from Area 4.
All right, we were trying to say that at the same time, but it didn't really work. So
not really.
Basically, we'll both be explaining this at the same time. This is obviously the best room in the game. Now, don't call us, oh my gosh, why'd you use that room for #1? You should have been more creative. Well, you know what I say to that? You know what I say to that?
What do you say to that, Ryan?
I say, you know what? This is my list, my opinion. Well, it's not my list, but you know what I mean. It's our list. I don't know why I said mine.
Our list, our opinion, same person, same thing.
Yeah, same. So, do you want to explain a little bit about this room? Because my voice is lazy.
Well, this room is where the grand finale takes place. You've played the entire game just to get up to this point. You've looked through the well to see this room and all the awesomeness that's inside it. And you finally reached it. And what do? You look for every possible thing you can before fighting King Boo.
Everything, like
basically,
everything.
King Boo's just standing there, getting ready. Like, if you approach him too much, you're gonna get an epic cutscene. But that's not the point.
Which is one
this
of my
room
favorite
hides
cutscenes
a couple
in every
of
video game I've ever
few
played.
hidden treasures before the final boss battle.
Alright,
but
cut me off
I
like
need
that.
Ryan to explain this for me.
Oh, I'm supposed to explain it. Alright, so basically what you do is when you enter the room, there's a fountain on the right side. There's 2 ferns and a chandelier. The chandelier contains a sapphire. The bushes contain gold, bricks, and money and coins. And I'm pretty sure there's a ruby, but I don't remember where that is. But this room is so awesome because it leads to one of the most epic battles ever. And Luigi's Mansion 2 did not live on to this promise. Not even close. And it was disappointing, actually, how far off they were from living on to the promise of the final boss fight in Luigi's Mansion 1. So I don't even know. I'm just going to end it here. You think this is a good spot to end it?
Well, I'm just going to throw one thing out.
Yeah.
And that would be that we didn't choose the roof where the final battle takes place because the secret altar, in case you haven't noticed, is made of gold. It's made
Pure
of gold.
And it's just fantastic. So
the cutscene, just like when Luigi gets sucked into the painting, that is amazing. It reminds me of Mario 64.
Definitely. So.
And Zack and Cody.
Oh my god, I'm just ending it here. I'm just ending it. Just ending it. Nope. Well, what do you think of our list? Remember, this is our 100% opinion. So if you have any comments, please make them in the comments. And did you like our top 10? Make sure you do, or else we'll find out. We'll just find
Orion
out.
with his glowing yellow eyes will stand in your bed tonight. Not lay down in your bed, stand in your bed. Trust me, it's happened to me like 20 times. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. But let's just stop being creepy and let's just conclude this video with thank you for watching this video. Make sure you watch some more of my top 10s, special effects, and make sure you check out Ray's channel or LWGArcade's channel. It will probably be in the link depending on how I feel. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, Ryan.
Yes.
You and you're not including links.
Hey,
That's fine.
I actually feel like I was pretty good with including links recently.
Good.
Recently. Alright, my name's
But
Ryan.
yeah, thank you guys for watching the top 10. If you liked me,
you shouldn't.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but
you shouldn't like him.
I'm never gonna be back, and I'm never gonna see Ryan again. So sorry.
Yep.
I'm never.
Yep. Alright, my name's Ryan Kelly.
And my name's Kelly Ryan. Or Ray Thompson, if you prefer.
Yeah, that's what I prefer. Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.